What are the risks of libel in journalism? Have you ever wondered what happens when a journalist crosses the line and publishes something that isn't true? The risks of libel in journalism are quite serious and can impact not just the individual journalist, but also the media organization and the entire field of journalism. Let's break this down. Libel refers to publishing false statements that harm someone's reputation. The legal risks are immediate. If a journalist publishes something defamatory, they could face lawsuits. To win a libel case, the person suing must show that the statement was published, identified them specifically, was false, and caused real harm. In many places, including the United States, if the person is a public figure, they must also prove that the journalist acted with negligence or actual malice. This means journalists need to be careful and ensure their reporting is accurate. Next, we have financial risks. Even if a libel case doesn't go in favor of the plaintiff, the costs of defending against such a lawsuit can be enormous. For freelance journalists or smaller media outlets, these expenses can be overwhelming. This financial burden might lead journalists to avoid covering important stories or sensitive topics, fearing legal repercussions. Reputational risks are also significant. When journalists publish false statements, it can damage their credibility and the trustworthiness of their media outlet. This loss of reputation can lead to decreased audience engagement and strained professional relationships. Ethical risks come into play as well. Libel goes against the core journalistic principles of accuracy and fairness. Journalists must thoroughly fact-check their work, verify their sources, and avoid making unverified claims, especially about sensitive issues like crime or personal scandals. If they fail to uphold these standards, they not only increase the risk of libel but also weaken public trust in journalism. To reduce the risks of libel, journalists should familiarize themselves with libel laws in their area. They need to distinguish between fact and opinion and verify information before publishing. Using reliable sources and maintaining clear editorial standards is essential. Understanding the context and intent behind statements is also vital, as reckless or malicious statements carry a higher risk of libel. In summary, the risks of libel in journalism include legal consequences, financial burdens, damage to reputation, and ethical challenges. Journalists must balance the need to report truthfully and critically while adhering to legal and ethical standards to protect themselves and their profession.